Mandos, this is the way. Hello and welcome to the show. This is another episode of Banter Boxes 6, and we're talking about Return of the Jedi today. I'm your host, Mandalorian X-Wing Jesus. Over there is C3 Barlow. He's the human cyborg relation of a protocol droid. And down there is Ham Solo, smuggler of quality meat products.
Evening.
Right, so Jedi, this was quite a good one coming out, and we've all got some really good backgrounds going on there. So I've got the shield generator on Endor. Alan, what you got?
No idea.
You've got an AT-AT. Presumably that's Endor again, isn't it?
I'd assume so, yeah.
Yeah. And then Dave, you've got Jabba's palace with nobody in it.
Got to live it large. Got to be in the palace, man.
Cleaner at the end of the night.
best nightclub in the Watford system, that one. So let's talk about Jabba's palace then. So it's where the film starts off, and we see all the good guys ending up at the palace, don't we? So all the droids just rock up. Yeah, it's a gift from Luke Skywalker, and they're being fitted with restraining bolts and all sorts of stuff for the Jabba's sail barge and that. We have Luke rock. Oh no, Luke's the last one to rock up, isn't he? Then we have
Bounty Hunter with Chewie.
Yeah, Leia and Chewie turn up, don't they? She's disguised as Boosh, the bounty hunter, who
Boosh, yeah.
And she gets that disguise during Shadows of the Empire. So that was a book that came out in between. If you managed to read that, I don't know if you did or not. I did, but I can't remember that much of it.
Apart from the fact, apparently, she picked up that armor.
Yeah, exactly. So we have Slave Leia, and who would have known that was going to happen? So, bit of a strange one, considering George Lucas didn't, he quite adamantly came out and said in the first film, A New Hope, that women wouldn't have bras. Clearly, he's had to do something about that when he's got Slave Leia, hasn't he?
Well, the metal bikini.
Metal bra. Supposed to be really uncomfortable, but there we go. So, and then we have Luke turn up, and
he's a diva, isn't he?
The weird thing that I've got, emo Luke. It's a bit weird. We never see any Jedi wearing black, apart from the bad guys, do we?
True.
Never see it till we get to the prequels.
Yeah. So I find it really, really weird that Luke's dressed in black and he's supposed to be the good guy. I don't know what he was trying to say there. I think
he was trying to look
grown up. That was more alluding to the fact, is he going to turn at the end to the dark side than anything else? I think it's just a big joke on all of us lot. What do you guys think?
Well, that was their kind of fear at the end of Empire, wasn't it? That without Luke being fully trained, he could come to the dark side.
Yeah.
So it's a good echo on that, and a good keeps you thinking. Obviously, and it kind of also echoes the fact that we now know that Vader, who's all dressed in black, is his dad. So is it dad envy? Does he want to be like his dad?
Yeah, fashion statement. Hey, Dad, you're a role model now.
I've got the robot hand.
Yeah.
But ignoring the morality of it all, you can't help but think he hadn't thought it through, because like Tatooine's a desert planet. It's going to be roiking hot there. And there you are, all in black, looking like you want to go knocking on door to door, wanting to tell people about the good news. That's not a great look.
They call it does though, don't they? Dunk, dunk, dunk. Hello.
Yeah.
It's like,
hello.
Hello.
I've got some great news about the Jedi. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to fly, but anyway, just saying.
It was a weird one though, wasn't it? But the whole Rancor scene is brilliant, I thought. Where he goes down the pit and then he fights the the Rancor with a bone. So no lightsaber, just a bone. That bone will do. Brilliant.
Yeah. The Jedi are so powerful they can beat you up with a bone.
Yeah. Here, doggy, doggy. Here, doggy, doggy. Woo! Go get the.
And you know what? Actually, that's one of the saddest scenes in all of Star Wars. Return of the Jedi has at least two of the saddest scenes I can think of in all Star Wars. And the first one is he gets let out of the Rancor pit, having just defeated this 20-foot high beastie, and the poor keeper's in floods of tears, and you're thinking, "Oh man." He probably treats him like a puppy, very excitable, very large, might eat your puppy, but still, he's looked after him from when he was probably a tiny little lizard, and he's grown up to this giant beastie, and it's terribly sad.
Yeah.
No justice.
I thought that was one of the good little touches in there. It was like, only a couple of seconds there, but that guy's known forever for being the Rancor trainer.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
I'm wearing a tea towel on his head.
Isn't this the first time we see Luke use his force to hurt anyone as well? Because doesn't he use the force to make hit the switch to make the door come down?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Did he use the force, or was he just a lucky dunker? Throwing a skull 20 feet. Doesn't need the force. He just needs a bit of luck, doesn't he?
Well, maybe it was a throw with a bit of a force guidance and
force after touch. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Not quite a shot in a million, but a shot in 100,000 maybe.
Yeah.
So then we go from there. We go to the Sarlacc pit. So we're all got
the barge.
And I love those skiffs. Were awesome. I would love to go on one of them. Do you know what I mean?
Very cool party buses, aren't they?
Yeah, awesome stuff. But
yeah,
kind of going back and looking at that battle again, it's not exactly top-notch action scene. I don't think nowadays. When I was a kid, it was brilliant, but looking at it now, it's a bit awkward. I don't know if you guys have seen it recently, but
yeah. Well, it all starts off with Luke walking the plank, springboard turn to jump back up, and it's all very disjointed, isn't it? And
yeah.
But that's pretty cool, spring down, bounce up, do a bit of a cartwheel or whatever, and then you can imagine like Jabba sort of like holding up a 9.7 and Bib Fortuna with like an 8.4 and whatever, and then comes the lightsaber. So yeah, maybe it's not so quite so good on Jabba's guys, but don't forget they're in rickety old flying platforms, so they're not going to be doing the Lambada or anything, are they?
I don't know. It was a bit. Boba Fett was a bit disappointing though, wasn't he? Gets defeated by a blind man. And and like you're saying, on a tiny little floating platform that they're having their little fight on. So so that battle I found is a bit odd. And then there is the whole question about. There's always been the question about how did Boba survive the Sarlacc pit, weren't there? But who knows how that's going to be told? Do we see that in Books of Fett when that comes out later this year? That'd be awesome to find that out as a story that he's telling everyone, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's pretty obvious how he got out anyway.
Blew the crap out of it.
No, he just ate it, didn't he? Because Boba Fett's so cool, rather than being eaten by the Sarlacc, he ate the Sarlacc, which is why, again, when he comes out in The Mandalorian, he's put on about 20 stone.
Dad bod though, mate. We've all got that. So we go off to Dagobah. And then Luke's going to get the rest of his training done there. Look at that. Dave's got it all. He's got the whole switcheroo going on there. This is good enough for me. But yeah, we go back to Dagobah, and that's kind of a weird one because not a lot really happens there apart from Yoda. After 900 years, Yoda passes away. And that's the other sad moment that you're talking about, isn't it?
No, not that's not too sad. I mean, you saw that coming. He's 900 years old. He's no spring chicken. And also, the way he kept dropping how old he is kind of like he's hinting for birthday presents or something. So you're kind of thinking, give it a rest, Yoda.
You've got a lot of catching up. You've not been around for a single birthday. I want 900 presents right now.
Exactly. And I don't want rubbish vouchers either.
And all I've got is this crappy little stew that I've been doing constantly.
That stew, Winston, is also 900 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, so he gets that. Anything else happen on Dagobah apart from that? We got a bit.
Well, you get the big reveals from Ben, don't you? The big reveals.
The big reveals.
Well, so this is what I can only assume is Lucas sitting there going, "Oh God, I painted myself into a corner with this Vader bit, haven't I?" Because everything that Ben said before, oh, and he's dead now. Oh God, what am I going to do about that? I know, Space Ghost to the rescue. So up comes Ben, giving it out the, oh yeah, from a certain point of view kind of thing. And everyone's going, yeah, that's right. And then the whole, it's all right, there is another kind of thing. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll sort that out as well. So, again, going back to previous themes, it's all terribly convenient.
Yeah, but it's only a film, mate.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the other thing because I take the mickey out of Harry Potter fans when they're talking about that. I say that to them. I go, come on, mate, it's not like it's Star Wars, is it? I love that. So it's not real like Star Wars is. That's another good one. They love a bit of that. So yeah, so we have Dagobah, and then everybody's off conveniently, all meeting up on in space on the with the fleet. And it's even on that as well. So they all meet up in space and they have their hologram meeting, and Lando's still there as well. Oh yeah,
not wearing Luke,
didn't we, at the at Jabba's palace?
But he's not wearing Han's clothes this time.
Yeah.
So, or his own clothes that Han nicked this time. So does that mean?
No, but he is wearing Beckett's.
That's even weirder, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's even weirder.
Yeah, it is.
Is this a space thing that you just pinch up people's clothes?
But Beckett used that disguise, didn't he? Because it was in Lando's wardrobe.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Again, very convenient. I'd forgotten about that.
So, yeah.
But still, capes are back. Lando's got his cape back, so he's a happy guy.
Yeah. And also, Dengar was in Jabba's palace as well, weren't he? When Luke goes down the pit, he's there going, "Oh yeah, come on, get him!" He's dying for a place to watch the battle going on down in the pit.
I didn't even notice that. I'll rewatch with great interest.
That, mate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, if you've watched any of the Star Wars Lego series Freemakers, Dengar comes into that and he's on retainer with the Hutt, so he's always about sleeping in the corner somewhere. And they're always referring to him as the set Boba Fett's understudy. And they think, could you get Boba? Could you get Boba? No, we got Dengar.
He just gets drunk and keeps going in the toilet, and he's like the Anzac puppy. He comes out like that, and he's just got it all round his head. He's like that. They're like, next person goes in after him. They're like, where's the toilet roll? Come back, Dengar, where are you? Where's my toilet roll? And he's there on all fours running across the floor.
I'd have thought if he's drinking that much, that also explains why he's always covered in bandages, because he keeps bunging into things. So, that's the reason why he's a bounty hunter, because he's got medical bills to pay.
More toilet rolls to buy. So we end up with on Endor, and we've got the they're in the shuttle Tridarium, aren't they? Tridarium. That's it, Tridarium. And they're flying past the fleet and they've got to bluff it. That was great, weren't it? It was like, yeah, Chewie, fly casual. I was like, that is awesome, weren't it? It's like, it's an older code, but it works out, and they're just straight to the Endor.
So many memes in so short a time period. It's great. But, the whole thing about Luke going along saying, well, obviously, here's me with my awesome Jedi powers. I'm sure there's absolutely no way anyone's going to tap me. Oh, crap, that's on that ship. That really didn't think that through, did he?
I'm putting the mission in danger.
I put the mission in danger. Oh, quick, take me back. Oh, a bit late for that, Skywalker. Who saw that coming, you and your premonitions? I don't know.
Oh, Luke, innit? All over again.
I know, but it's just ridiculous. In the previous film, he flew halfway across the galaxy to a day spa to rescue his mates because he saw they were in pain and stuff. And this one, he couldn't even tell his dad's on a ship. Like, that's convenient.
And he completed his Jedi training at that point as well.
Well, he obviously skipped a bit about premonitions again, but anyway, moving on.
Yeah,
He already knows about his sister at that point now, doesn't he? Ben's.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another awkward conversation he's got to have. But, like to see he wants to pick the right moment rather than just mentioning it after he's just told everyone he's gashed up the entire mission because his dad knows he's on the ship.
Yeah.
But anyway, another
My
story.
sister has it. But the other thing, Leia, she really mellows out over the course of those 3 films. She starts off really fiery in the first one, and then Alderaan blows up. She kind of just goes, "Do you know, I'm not really going to do a lot. I'm just going to give Han a hard time." And by Jedi, I'm not really doing anything. Do you know what I mean? She's I'm there to look pretty at Jabba's palace. Not really going to look at doing much else. We get to Endor. She just makes friends with an Ewok, and that's about it.
Yeah, but let's just rewind that for a second. In the opening section, she threatens a giant slug with a bomb. That's a pretty good bit. Hard boiled, right? In the middle section, obviously you don't see much of her, but she's obviously doing space plans on the freighter. By the time she gets to Endor, she's probably exhausted by all that nonsense about planning battle strategies and stuff. And the first thing she sees is a giant teddy bear. So why wouldn't she be mellow?
Yes, where Luke turns round and says, "Oh yeah, my sister has it." If that was your sibling there, she'd have gone, "And how long have you known that for? When was you actually going to tell me?" Oh, it would be a big thing, wouldn't it? You're never going to get out of that. It would be a hard time. That you would get a roasting from that bit, wouldn't you? Do you know?
Counterpoint. Maybe that kind of relieves her a little bit because she started falling for the smuggler. And, there's this awkwardness with her and him. So we're elated, thank God. Cool, crack on.
You can go, "Hang on a minute, we kissed," or anything like that.
Yeah, sweeping that so far under the cover, under the blanket, you won't see it.
There were some therapy sessions after that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, go on.
I was just going to say that's why Luke disappears, and when we start getting the books afterwards, that's set right after with Nora and that. Life Debt, is it?
Yeah.
Have you read that?
Yeah.
No, Luke's just they just mentioned that Luke's just completely disappeared. So maybe he's just trying to get some distance.
Yeah. He's at a retreat or learning from a Jedi temple or basically keeping the hell away.
Yeah. So moving on. Anyway, the coolest thing in Empire, Return of the Jedi, are the speeder bikes.
Oh yes.
As a kid, I would have loved to have gone on a speeder bike not necessarily through the woods, but anywhere.
A nice clear straight where I'm not going to crash into anything. The speeds that those things must go at is insane.
Yeah, and you really wouldn't want to ride on them through the woods, would you? That was just, I don't know what the Empire are thinking there. We'll give our scout troops these really fast bikes, and we'll put them through the most narrowest little bits in the forest. That's a weird one, but awesomely cool.
We know their aim's not great with a blaster. How's it going to be with a big torpedo between their legs?
I beg your pardon.
And again, like going back to the last episode with the armor, we see the new scout armor as well. Yeah. Because you got the bigger lenses, haven't you? Which obviously they need for flying those speeders.
They can actually see out of that armor, whereas the stormtroopers can't, because the eyes are there on a stormtrooper's helmet. They're really wide apart. They're up here or down there as well. It's really hard to see out of. Luke,
that explains why they can never shoot.
How do they see out of these things? In A New Hope.
But don't the scout trooper things have those great big visory things?
They have.
You're trying to see left or right. You have to actually fully turn your head whilst you're going at 200 miles an hour on a bike. Again, really bad health and safety choices, Empire.
Yeah, but the Empire do it with their TIE fighters as well, don't they? You got a big round cockpit where they've got a nice round bulb on the front where they can see out of, and then 2 great big massive wings like that you can't see past. It's like, what's around there? I just need to turn my ship that way to see what's over there. Doesn't really work, does it, for a designer? It's a bit hard to use. let's maneuver this ship around the hangar bay. Oops, smash. Oops, smash. There we go. So, talking of that, we have a big fleet arriving over Endor against the new Death Star that they've got to take out, and that all comes from hyperspace. And then 1, 2, 3, it's a trap. So that's like one of my favourite bits of that film. I think everybody loves Akbar for that bit, and you just go, "Wow, that is so good," you know. And like we just showed there, it's a trap. It's just so good just to say it. But yeah, it's kind of weird, the whole battle with what's going on there, and then the Ewoks as well. I think that's sort of like the first sort of time we've had a multi-battle. That's the first time I can remember having a multi-battle in any sort of film. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Lord of the Rings.
See, New Hope was all space. The only real fighting on Empire was on ground, and then we've got these multi-level. You got the mission on the ground.
Yeah, and that was weird. That made it really exciting. But the Ewoks, I thought the Ewoks were really surprising. I didn't mind the Ewoks, but a lot of people hated it, didn't they? I mean, little teddy bears running around, smashing the old place up, didn't they? Giving them a good old fight.
And what was it? Was it the adult fans though? Because obviously they were more aimed at the kids, like they were aimed for the toys. And was it those adults fans that are the issue, and they took offence with it? And then,
I mean, you're talking about.
Why we love it.
Well,
we were doing this.
Supposed to be Wookiees in the first sort of draft, weren't they?
Yeah, but it's tough to find a lot of strapping 7-footers to take part in a filming exercise. Strangely, a lot easier to find really short people.
And you'd only need a couple, wouldn't you, to beat all the stormtroopers up?
Yeah, there is that. No real jeopardy. But I mean, we were doing this thing on the messaging chat the other day about like the bravest, most heroic characters in Star Wars myth, and I think Ewoks are right up there because effectively they're taking on the might of the Empire with sticks. Yeah, they've got sticks and stones. Let's not make it easy for them. Let's give them sticks and stones.
Stone Age critters, aren't they?
Exactly, and they're taking on an ATST or two. So that's pretty brave,
didn't they?
Oh, it wasn't that. It was also the logs down the hill trick, and then the bit. So there's lots of ways to skin a cat if you're an ATST.
Yeah. But talking about the final battle, we haven't got much time left. So talking about the end battle, we go back to the Death Star, and we see that the new Death Star has got the same design sort of architect that the other old Death Star had and Bespin had, in that there's massive holes in the middle of it. It's a great big planet-sized or moon-sized thing, but they're making it with that much gap in the middle. You can fly spaceships into it. Through it,
you can actually fly
blow the middle bit out and fly back out again, and then the Emperor gets press slammed into that massive cavernous area as well. And he's got to be thinking to himself, "Where's, like Alan was saying, where's the safety net?" He's like, "Oh no, where's the safety net?"
They're too busy gloating over the fact they've got a fully operational battle station. So
yeah,
I think look, that's engineering. That's engineering. That's ingenuity, isn't it?
It's not though, is it? Because in the books, that's IG-88 downloads himself into the battle station, and it's not the actual gunner that's shot. That's IG-88 has decided to try and shoot some insects that are flying around him. He goes, bang, have a go at that.
Well,
in the books, that was pretty cool. One of the 4 IG-88s, A, B, C, and D. One of them got to there.
Yeah,
that's what killed drastically.
But definitely like the fact that the bottom third of that space station isn't even built, and it's all right. We've got the gun built. Life support, we'll have that in next week. Don't you worry. Dorms, don't worry. You can't sleep anywhere just yet, but don't worry about it. We'll get them done next week. But we've got the gun built, sir. Righto.
But the Emperor falls down. If he hadn't hit that reactor, he could have just fallen straight out the bottom and straight down. Like, do a bit of a Leia Mary Poppins all the way down to Endor.
Well, yeah, definitely. The funny thing is, like, the Emperor falls down a thing and he dies, and suddenly there's this enormous shockwave.
That's the power.
So
That's his force being unleashed, isn't it?
yeah.
Or just had a curry before the battle. It was like,
Or maybe, you know, he's having to eat what the grunts are eating. So yeah, maybe he has his tummy's not quite up to stand. He's an old guy as well. So by that stage, he's quite ancient.
right. So, and on that note, we have to end it there. And then we see Vader's face and he gets burnt, and everybody has a big party, and it's brilliant. So we're running out of time. So that is the end of the show. It's been quite a long one as well. So on that note, we'll say this is the way. Thank you for watching.